Hey guys, just wanted to make this video to explain some of the semi-programming for August, the semi-8 programming. I'll just show you the ones that I think you may not know. Everyone knows what a barbell deadlift is, but the dumbbell weighted touchdowns starts off in a lunge position with dumbbells that they hold, arms straight. Help them feel a stretch on their hip flexor by telling them to pull their lower ribs back and tuck their tailbone. They should feel a hip stretch right in their psoas. They hold a constant lunge position, and they reach down, tap the ground with the weights, come back up and recreate the stretch in their hip flexor. Very important that they feel that stretch each time, so they're not hyperextending through their back or straining their lumbar spine. So their front knee is just constant 90-degree or close to bend. They don't go forward, they don't go up and down, it's just static. Okay, so have them do like 10 to 12 reps on each side. Chest press, everybody knows. Dumbbell Arnold press, lunge position. So that one, in this block B, let me explain one thing too about the structure of the semi. So the first block is just 3 pretty heavy exercises, so it's like a power block. The second block, the way I've designed it, is that it's kind of a superset exercise for the first 2 exercises in the block. So you'll see it says A1 and A2, and then it says B1 and B2. So they kind of hit the same muscle groups on purpose as a superset. So when you split them up, have them do A1 immediately followed by A2, and then have them do B1 immediately followed by B2. So sometimes the way that this helps is that sometimes you may want them to use cables or something like that, but there's only 2 cables. So you can have half of the group start with B1 and B2, and the other half start with A1 and A2. That way we can use all the cool equipment and no one's standing around. They get their proper supersets in, and everybody's happy. So whichever they do, just have them do A1 immediately followed by A2, and then B1 immediately followed by B2. And you may have half the group start with B, half the group start with A. So for block 2 in semi workout A, you'll have 2 supersets. The first one is a dumbbell Arnold press in a lunge position, followed by a dumbbell lunge curls. That looks like this. So they're Arnold press. An Arnold press in general is where you go from here to here, where the palms are facing the chest, and you press up to there. So in a lunge, you're adding also a lunge to it. So they go down as they go down, up as they come up. Make sure they feel a stretch the whole time in their hip flexor by pulling their ribs back and staying upright. Okay? So 30 seconds with one leg, or reps. You can do 8 to 10. I'll write out specific reps, but you can modify it if you want to. I like to, when it sets like that, probably 8 to 10 on each is good. So that's the dumbbell Arnold press and lunges. And then the dumbbell lunge curls, similar stretch position, down as they go down, up as they come up. Have their palms face opposite walls so that the weight pushes in on their ribs as they go down and up. Again, probably 8 to 10 reps on each side. Nice and tall, so they feel a stretch in their hip flexor the whole time. Have them do 8 to 10 on one leg, then immediately switch 8 to 10 on the other leg. Then block 2, B1 and B2 are both with kettlebells. So they'll do alternate swings, which everyone knows kettlebell swings, just like normal. And then kettlebell standing side crunches. So after they do their swings, I like to have them do like 4 or 5 per arm and then switch. And have them do like 16 to 20 on each arm, but I'll write up specific reps later. The side crunches, the kettlebell arm is straight, this arm reaches way up the side, and reaches way down. We have that in the boost programming too. Just make sure that they stay very much in the frontal plane and they don't rotate as they go down. Okay. So next block 3, TRX Cobra Pikes and Cobra Pendulum. I already demonstrated those in the boost programming, so watch that video and you'll see how to do those. And then step ups are, you can have them be weighted. They hold a medicine ball or a dumbbell, and they go. Either you can have them either use a box or go up from here in a lunge sort of position. So if you have enough steps and stuff available, that's cool. I actually kind of like it better on the ground just like this because it requires kind of a deeper lunge and it's safer. So that's A for semis in the August month. And then B's, let's see, squat hops are also explained in the Boost programming. We're going to do a full squat jump and a bounce. On the bounce, make sure the feet leave the ground also, okay? Dumbbell seated shoulder press, that's all clear. Cable spider curls, that's probably not as clear. So for that, you can have them two different ways if you want. If their legs are super sore or tired, you can have them do it seated. I like to do it with a towel, or you can also have them do it with ropes, or even a bar if you find the right attachments. But basically, you just want them to end with the motion where they're sitting upright and they curl, they're sitting on the ground facing the cable. They pull right to their forehead, squeeze hard and hold for like 3 to 4 seconds, then lower slowly. If they have like a little hand towel or the ropes, then they supinate so their palms face their hands, their palms face their forehead at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, down slowly. Their chest is upright, their body's pretty upright. Ideally their legs are straight, but they can be bent also. They just focus on really making their biceps burn as much as they can. If you want to make it really hard for them, you can have them do it in a lunge position, but then the focus might be more on their legs burning out. So it kind of depends if you want to emphasize more legs, feel the freedom to do that, and make sure they switch legs halfway through. So those are cable spider curls, cable overhead tricep extensions. This one, they face away from the cable apparatus, again with a towel or the rope attachment. In a lunge position, they lean forward and they're pushing, locking their wrists out straight and back to a tricep stretch. Okay, if that's too hard on their shoulders, you can put it up higher. It'll allow them to have their shoulders lower and it won't require as much extension. If they can, have the attachment be lower and get a deep stretch through their lats at the same time, that's cool. But a lot of people are tight in their shoulders, so if you raise it up higher, then they can do this more comfortably, where they're just pressing down. Okay? Tricep extensions. Have them switch halfway through the set, probably 8 to 10 on each leg. Kettlebell side lunge catch. This was also in the Boost programming this month, where they start off with the kettlebell in one hand, and they side lunge, catch down, and backing up. Okay, both directions. Kettlebell, lateral lunge, one arm row. This was also in the Boost programming, where they step to the side, touch their foot, row, and back up. Okay, from the side view, they flat back, step sideways, bring to their foot, row, and push off. Step sideways, bring to their foot, row, and push off. Okay? They'll do each direction probably 10 times or so. The other ones, dumbbell triangle and renegade rows, you guys all know. Triangles like this, the dumbbell or kettlebell. The renegade rows like this. I like to add a push-up in between. We probably use a dumbbell instead of a kettlebell. Can, I also showed in Boost programming. I also showed kickboxer abs in Boost programming. Dumbbell weighted lunges for semi-C. So this is their power motion. Have them have heavy dumbbells up at shoulder height ideally. They're just going down and up. Their upper arms are resting against their rib cage. You can also have them do it with a barbell if you want. I like to have it as dumbbells just because it feels sometimes awkward to get the whole group through on barbells because there's only that one rack. So dumbbells at shoulder height are good. Lunge jumps, we all know what those are. Kettlebell clean and twisting press, I also demonstrated in the boost video, so watch that. But it starts off with a heavy kettlebell. They pop up and catch there. Okay? So they just like a power clean where they throw it up and catch it at chest height, and they sit down in a full squat, and they stand up and twist press. Then bring it back down and do it again. Squat, press. Clean, press. Clean, squat, press. Clean, squat, press. Clean, squat, press. Okay? Cable punches, cable one arm rows. So again, for block 2 of C, these are supersets, so they'll go right from cable punches to cable rows. So cable punches, they're facing away from the apparatus, opposite leg forward, cable is in one hand, they've got a stretch in their hip flexor, and it's just a punch, just like that, 10 to 12. They flip around to their other hand, 10 to 12. Then they face the apparatus, lunge position, they reach and row, 10 to 12. If their legs are super spent, they can drop their legs to the ground, reach, and row, okay? Let's see, so that's one superset in block 2 of semi-C, and then sumo squat front raise truck drivers is the first exercise in the superset of the B group. So that they're in a sumo squat position, they just pull it up, rotate, rotate like a truck driver. Up, rotate. And I like to do it with a plate weight, even better than a kettlebell. They can do it with a dumbbell, but the best is a plate weight. 10, 25, 35 pounds, or they're super strong. They just pull it up to shoulder height, rotate, rotate, back down, okay? And then they go to dumbbell lateral raises. So that will just be standing palms up, facing out for 10, straight elbows, up and down, and then palms down for 10, pulling it up to temple height. So the first one, 10 all the way up and down. The second one, 10 up to head height with their palms down. So that's a superset, the 2 different supersets for semi-C. And then the third block in semi-C is side bear crawl. That looks like this. Lift your knees off the ground, little arch in your back, and you can step. You can do it either way, whether they both go at the same time, or if they're coordinated enough, they can do opposite, hand, foot, and foot. Either way, I don't care if they go both or same side, foot and hand at the same time, or opposite. The things I do care about is that they keep their low back arched and their knees just barely above the ground, like that. Okay? So have them go like all the way like, to the 3rd or 4th pillar and then back. Then Bosu, spider push-ups. Have them do the push-up and knee up. So they go push down, knee up, push down, knee up. That's the first exercise, heavily core set. And then Bosu crunches with anchored feet. So for this, I like to put a plate or a Bulgarian bag over their feet to anchor them down. Put it so that the ridge of their pelvis is in the middle of the Bosu. So you're going to really emphasize your lower abs. They should be in a position where their shoulder blades touch the ground at the bottom. Their feet are anchored, ideally by something heavier than what I have. And then their hands are on their lower abs. And they exhale, crunch, and come up to here. So they're not pulling with their hip flexors. It's all abs just up to here. They get it to a point where I'm looking straight ahead, but I'm very concave. So I'm not up here relaxing. I'm down here, all abs. Exhale. Super good for lower abs. And then Supermans, you know what those are. And that's the explanations for the semis for this coming month.